Game time, Brian. Your name's name that I gun. You need a way to the fire. Lady with hammer stills gunned in the living room. Just a mailbag full, delivering letters. Now I'm dropping that fuel from the 9 to 5 to the Cowboys grind. Turn my voice into a platform. Game time, Brian. Every snap, every play, break it all down. Blue and silver pride, yeah, I rep this town. From the news to the rumors, every hot debate. If it's Cowboys talk, man, I'm never late. They say America's team, yeah, the name holds weight. 5 rings deep, and we still chase 8. No matter win or lose, I stay locked in. Every game day is game time again. Game time, Brian, put the star in the sky. Talking about the boys till the day I die. From the mail route grind to the YouTube fame. Now the whole world knows my name. Tune in, lock in, yeah, we going live. Cowboys Nation, yeah, we ride or die. Opinions fly, but the passion stays. Every day's game time. Press play. Dak takes the snap, Micah on the chase. Talking O-line, defense, who's making the plays? Trades, rumors, draft picks too. If it's Cowboys news, then you know I come through. No network scripts, just a fan with a voice. Doing this my way, yeah, that's my choice. Breaking it down for the real, no cap. If you're riding for the star, then you know where we at. They say America's team, yeah, the name holds weight. 5 rings deep, and we still chase 8. No matter win or lose, I stay locked in. Every damn day, it's game time again. Yeah, top run, put the star in the sky. Talking about the boys till the day I die. From the mail rail grind to the YouTube fame. Now the whole world knows my name. Tune in, lock in, yeah, we going live. Cowboys Nation, yeah, we ride or die. Opinions fly, but the passion stays. Every day's game time. Press play. Leg nights, early mornings. Yeah, I built this up. Did it for the fans, never just for luck. One video turned into something real.
The Dallas Cowboys select the Dallas Cowboys select.
Who will the Dallas Cowboys select? I don't know. Good evening, everybody. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the Mailman. Who are the Dallas Cowboys going to select? I don't know. Everybody hear me good? Sound check. Doing a little bit of issues. Thumbs up. We're good, right? Everybody, everything's good, right? Sound check. Check 1, 2. Check, check. Mic check. Can we hear me dirty? I need a sound check. Can we hear? Are we hearing good? What's that? Yeah. I'm not hearing anybody give me that we can hear me. Can you hear? All right. Clemente, thank you. God damn. You guys are get your act together. We're on the clock, basically. We're basically on the clock. I see a lot of names in the chat. Just let me know who you guys want them to take, okay? We've heard everything. We've mocked a few different positions. Thank you, Joe. I have a little lag here. It's weird. I reached out just real quick, everybody. I reached out to Vinny Hagen. Vinny lives about 45 minutes to an hour away from me on the shore, and he hadn't gotten back to me. I don't know if he was evacuated, if anybody's noticing. I did notice a couple days ago we went outside, the smoke rolled in. even though it's almost an hour away. But there's a huge wildfire down near Vinny Hagen's house over in Ocean County. If anybody's from Jersey, then they know. So, yeah, hopefully Vinny shows up. But I did reach out to him. I hope all is well with him and his family. It's crazy. It's very crazy. But what do you guys want to do? And first and foremost, what did you guys think of the stream last night? I did see the super chats. I did put them in the hopper after the stream was over. It's hard for me to get to the chat when we got 3 and then 4 guests in. I brought Momo in. I thought it would be fun. Again, sometimes less is more. I mean, I wouldn't have minded having a real, I did ask Louis T. He was busy that night. He was available Monday and Wednesday, but I didn't want to go back to the other guys and say, oh, can you switch? It wasn't that big a deal to me as far as I just wanted to do something. I could tell Mark was chomping at the bit to talk. I felt bad, but he knows this is how this goes. When you go with a panel like that, you got to get everybody equal time. I was trying not to talk over people. But Logan Motorsports can't wait until tomorrow. We got Daniel M. in the house. The Cowboys will get Tet McMillan at 12, and everyone, including my guy Oscar, Ultra, Vinny, Game Time, Thomas, Wade, Loyal, Randy, will be stoked when we draft him. Daniel M., I'm not here to rain on your parade, bro. I'm really not. But the latest things I'm hearing regarding him, I don't know, man. I'm not buying it, Daniel M. I'm not buying it. At this point, I'm going to support whoever. Now, we have no choice, right? Oscar Perini, how are you? Jeff Lee, how are you? Joe DeMasi, Daniel M. Hope a Tet drops, my man. Yeah. We'll discuss my mock a little bit, and where again I got picked on. Not picked on, but I had some comments a couple weeks ago when I mocked Genty at number 5. Now all of a sudden that's the hot name. Wow. Isn't that amazing? But they are strongly, in my opinion, Jags have 3 guys that they're talking about. It's Genty, it's Tyler Warren, and it's Tet McMillan, and they're not going to take Tyler Warren. So they're looking at Tet McMillan. If Tet slips by Dallas, he could fall a long way. Maybe Seattle, maybe. But I think Tet could drop it, Daniel M. Darlene Mosher and husband David, how are you? Clemente, what's going on, my brother? Isaac Ramirez, how are you? Loyal Cowboy, what's going on, Loyal? How are you? Oscar Perini. Jimbo is in the house. What's up, Jimbo? Timothy Looper. Hello, Game Time from the old fat big goobered Cowboy fan. Would your wife get involved and say you can't say well endowed anymore? Thanks, Timothy. Hope all is well. 30 miles east of Dallas from Terrell, Texas. I know Wade always drives through Terrell. Who else we got in the house? Ronnie Young. What's up, boy? I'm doing good, Joe Namasi. I'm doing all right. Allergies have got me a little bit today, but we're okay. Dirty Sanchez, John Gotti, thank you, my man. Randy McIntyre, yes. I got to talk with Phil, everybody. Don't get mad. I think we may have channel members tomorrow, but not necessarily for the whole show. Again, I might want to have Jesse. I know I want to have Randy in, but it may be, all right, go out, come back, go out, come back, because me and Phil do want to have I don't know how it's going to work, because if we're simulcasting, Phil's got some graphics on his side where he's going to be streaming on his channel, and it may not coincide with me doing my channel member Zoom call. So we will definitely have channel members. It just may not be from the start. Stay tuned, but I will allow the guys to come in as the picks are happening. I will. You know me, and especially as we get into day 2 and day 3, we'll definitely do that. But I got to talk to Phil about that, to be honest with you. I bet they take Carter. I don't know Kyle Hunter. I think the first 2. Hey, Hallie, how are you? I think the first 2 picks of the draft are locks. I really do. I do believe Cleveland is willing to trade down as well as the Giants, but the price is not going to outweigh what's sitting there in front of them to draft. West Virginia Country Boy, how are you? Let's see. Panthers will pick up McMillan. What's up, man? What's up? Eli Manning refused to go to the Chargers. Why can't he refuse to go somewhere else? Yeah, I hear you, Mark. I can't see that happening. Trader Chris, hey now at the airport flying out to the draft. If you need anything from your channel, let me know. Oh, all right. Sounds good, Trader Chris. Reach out to me, brother. Definitely. Actually, email me gametimebrian@gmail.com. Panthers looking at 1 and 2. Wait, the Panthers looking at Jalen Walker. Yes. I did mention that in my mock. I think I had Jalen going earlier than that. I think the Raiders are a strong play for Jalen Walker. Jalen Walker, Randy McIntyre is a hot name. Joe DiMaggio, I agree. I hope Mambu and Campbell are gone by 12. I know these. What's up, Flip Shelton? These offensive linemen are not what offensive linemen normally are in the first round. I'm not saying Booker's not good. I'm saying Josh Simmons can't be good. He's coming off the injury. But these are not those guys as far as last year's offensive linemen. We believe that Ted is going to be our pick, but if he isn't, then trade down and go golden. Daniel M., again, I think they could trade down and get Ted, be honest with you. 61 degrees, not bad, Oscar. What's that, in Green Bay? They just picked up 3 offensive linemen as a phrase. Yeah, Mark Hutchinson, I know exactly what you're saying. That's why I'm confused. I agree, Daniel M. I really like Tet, but the more I watch him, Marion Hampton, I like him. Brian, I will be there tomorrow to either shout for joy or cursing and storm. Yes. Would like to go next year to Pittsburgh. Oscar, that's the plan, is to go to Pittsburgh. Game time. I have seen Tet's tape from Arizona, and the guy is a beast. Yeah. He's so much of a beast, Daniel M., that some people have him in the 50s as far as talent. He can't get separated. I'm not here to crap on him. I'm really not here to crap on Tet McMillan. I don't know. We're gonna know tomorrow night, Daniel M., if they're just putting out smoke to scare people away from Tet. But what I do know is defensive linemen, defensive ends, defensive tackles are going to go high early and often. There are not going to be any available for the Eagles at 32. Eagles will have to get a safety or dip into the second round. A lot of these guys are first round guys. I mean, there's not going to be hardly anybody left. I got a name for everybody. James Pierce is, I'm being told, is very, very high on the Cowboys list. What happened to Henry Melton? What happened to Henry Melton? Holly Pierce. Since the Cowboys have been doing things we haven't expected, they're going for Hunter or Ashton, just a guess. Well, that would cost a lot. But yes, first and foremost, rest in peace to Steve McMichael. Steve McMichael passed away. Henry Melton had open heart surgery. Oh, yeah, definitely prayers up. Vinny Hagan is getting back to me right now. A lot of smoke, but one town away. It was bad. They closed the Garden State Parkway for a bit yesterday. Brian, do you think the Cowboys are going to keep Deuce? Ronnie Young, yeah, I do. Right now. I think he's going to come to training camp. Daniel M., he's never going to make 44. There are rumors that he could be, teams could trade out of the first round and teams could trade up into the first round to draft Travion Henderson. He will not be there at 44, Daniel. Again, I've ran the numbers ad nauseum. I would love for him to be there at 44. He will not be there at 44. So I got to tell him I'm live. But anyway, as everybody knows, I'm going to prepare for it. 9 o'clock, I'm bringing in Ron Tyke Oliver. He's a music producer. He has a website. He produces a lot of music for everybody. Just before we bring him in, I do have the album he produced for me is pinned at the top. Right now, they're still. I'll get all the details from Ron when he comes in, but they're still trying to. There's a lot of legal stuff. They're still trying to get the iTunes link and everything together. Spotify, it'll be everywhere, but you could purchase it, and I'll get the price. It's not much, like $5 or $6 for the whole album, something like that. But I have his musicmeetsports.org website. I got the Game Time Brian single, and I got the album. I even included. He has a Dez Bryant album and a Dak album. So all the links are here as well as in the description. So please, if you want to help, nothing against YouTube, but if we want to actually circumvent the YouTube and all their stuff, go buy merch or definitely download the music album. When you go on those links, now actually, if you look at the thumbnail, in the bottom left-hand corner, I designed the music album, a cover. So, check it out. I actually thought it came out really cool. So I actually did that myself. And hopefully you guys like it. There he is, Vinny. I guess Vinny doesn't have his bell notifications on. Or, at the very least, he's all smoked out. Vinny tells me that the fire is a town away, so I hope all is well. Ken Armstrong, yo, what's up, man? Yeah, Vinny Hagen, I smelled smoke. When was it? 2 days ago? Yeah, we smelled smoke a couple days ago. What's up, Thomas Garrett? What's going on, brother? I was arguing with Mark Holmes Prescott relative at the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop. Dak fanboys are delusional. But you'll also find out, Ultra, that there are a lot of people that are fed up in Dallas with Jerry Jones and Dak Prescott. So you'll find them on both sides. Right now, there's optimism, right? Anytime they're not playing football, there's optimism. So, Mina watching tape like she's a... Mina Kynes, who we got? Ultra, we stuck with Dak like it's don't think he has 3 years left on his deal. Yeah, well, we could technically get out of it, but we're not. We're good. We have him for the next couple years. Vinny, yeah, we were watching the news. Like I said, you know where I'm at. So I'm about, like 40 minutes maybe from you. But the wind's going that way. So, Elena Walker, how are you? Clemente Espinoza, what's going on? So Ultra Cowboy, so what's your opinion of the Omni? Isn't that nice, man? I mean, it's nothing flashy, but it's just hot. It's just very, very nice. And you're right there at the Star, the best facility in the business. You gotta love it. I think that Alfred Collins can fall to 76. Actually, Daniel M., I got news on Alfred Collins, right, Ultra? Alfred Collins, has a medical issue and could drop well beyond 76. So I just got through reading on the passing of Mongo McMichael. Yes, we said rest in peace to McMichael. What's scary is, everybody, he didn't get that disease from what I was reading until 2016. ALS is no joke. So from 2016 to 2025, the beginning of 2025, he's here and gone already. So that's sad. Mets played well. And yeah, Vinny, Phillies are stinking it up right now. You swept us out. You're not going to cut Diggs. They gave a big not now. No, absolutely not. Diggs is going nowhere right now, which makes the Yeah, the sighting of Stephon Gilmore. Which makes the sighting of Stephon Gilmore huge at the Star because will be signed by Dallas. I heard somebody say, well, maybe he was coming in to clean out his locker. No, 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 no. That's not how it works at the Star. At the Star, what they do is if you don't grab anything, they ship it to your ass. They don't want you back in the building when you're no longer part of the team. They want him back. Obviously, they need a veteran presence at the beginning of the year to be able to hold the Tide until Trayvon does get back. Hold on, everybody. Yeah, Phil's obviously don't have his bell notifications on either. Anyway, sorry about that. He just come in for a visit. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, he's just not coming in to say hi. They're planning on signing him. They are planning on signing him after the draft is over, as we don't lose our comp pick. Joe DeMasi, he was injured. He got injured 3/4 of the way through the year. Joe, again, got to keep it in mind. He's a veteran corner. He could hold the Tide, and not be seatbelt Carson, right? And they need a veteran to be able to just come right in, be professional, and be average to slightly above average right now. He was hurt when he was with Dallas halfway through the year. He had his shoulder injury. Let's see here. Yeah, well, listen, I don't know who it was. I think Daniel M was talking Travion Henderson at 44. Kansas City brought him in for a workout. Daniel M. Kansas City drafts 32. They know he ain't going to be available at the bottom of the second round. Travion Henderson was brought into Kansas City 2 days ago. For what? So they may possibly draft him at 32. So again, the difference between somebody they may get at 32 and getting Henderson's probably going to be the better player. They could address guard. I had him taking a Gray Zabel in my mock draft. We'll see. We shall see. Anyway. Well, the meat of the draft, Daniel M, is rounds 2 and 4. Joe DeMasi is correct with that. What's up, Jesse? What we got? Game time. For some reason, I can see us getting some decent players in the late. Yeah, of course. I see us getting decent players. What's up, Brandon Butler? How are you? You bet they don't sign Gilmore? Okay. What are we betting, Mark Hutchinson? What are we betting? Gilmore played for the Vikings last year. They would not have anything in the Cowboys locker. Yeah, again, I say they do sign him. Now, there's no guarantees. Maybe they find themselves drafting a corner, but I still see a world where they sign Gilmore. So, I don't know, Mark Hutchinson. Come up with something, brother. Mets run through the Phillies like Wade goes through. Yeah, Wade. Now, I wouldn't say lot lizards. I would say like Wade goes through the Golden Corral. My man could put away the food. Good evening to all the what's up? What's up, EJB? Happy hump day. Henderson, doesn't he have a history of injuries? A little bit. Yeah. As do any running back outside. I mean, a lot of these running backs. Once you get by the past four, but Henderson is an absolutely explosive back. There's a reason why the Kansas City Chiefs want him, because he's very good. So if you want, I just don't see us getting Henderson at this point. The only way I would is if we drop back towards the bottom of the first round, and then you would be able to get a Henderson. At this point, you wait to get a running back, unless Genty stupidly falls to us or he's within striking distance, just a couple picks away. That would be the only scenario in which I would say that that we would get Genty. If he drops to 9 and we jump ahead of the Bears, that would cost you something. Again, that's not what they want to do, but if he's there that close, I think you should strongly consider it. Jesse, blow your whistle. But yes, who else? With George DC for life. What's up, my man? That was cool. Seeing that video of your buddy that was at WrestleMania. Very neat. I'd be shocked if he dropped to 44-2. I think Judkins is. Yes, exactly. Dallas brought Judkins in. If you're honestly wanting to have a running back in round 2, which I don't see it at this point, guys. Again, anything can happen. But we'll see. I mean, it's all speculation, but maybe a Judkins. They brought Judkins in. I like Tootin out of Virginia Tech. I think he's explosive. So if you don't get a Henderson, I think a Tootin kind of reminds me of a Henderson, but even a more tougher of a runner. Do you guys like Tootin? Randy McIntyre, do you like Tootin? Even Brian stated he was just there for a visit, nothing more. Okay. Well, we'll see. We shall see. I don't buy it. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Judkins. Hallie Pierce. I would love to say Genty just to see Philly 500 react. Yeah, exactly. And I think Philly 500 said that knowing that he knew we weren't getting him. He said all that knowing that we weren't getting him. So, Logan, how are you doing? Randy. Oscar Perini. Brian, anyone heard from Matt? I have not. Matt Batten, I have not heard from Matt. If you see him, I see him. Nolan is rising. Randy McIntyre, yes, that's... Philly 500 is under the impression that they're going to have to trade up. Now, Randy, what I would ask you, or what I would say to you is, we were giving Dallas, or at least I was, a little bit of a hard time early on in this process, because remember when I said we are always behind the pro scouts, We're always behind the pro scouts. Now you're starting to see why, because Nolan is red hot right now. Red hot. He ain't getting nowhere near the Eagles. If Eagles want to get Nolan, they're going to have to go into the teens probably to get him. He's not lasting. It's funny, Ultra. It's funny. I see now, Tyler Booker. I know Clemente sending me. Everybody wants Tyler Booker. He's flying. Dallas is linked to Tyler Booker. Not at 12, they're not, number one. And Membu's going to be gone. Okay. But Tyler Booker, all of a sudden you got Voss Lombardi and everybody coming out, and Mike Fisher doing Booker. These guys are just eating what the Cowboys are feeding them. I'm sorry to tell you. If it's Booker, then I'm wrong. If it's Booker at 12, then I'm wrong. It costs Cowboys 200 points to trade up to number 8. Yes, it would. Yes. Well, you'd have to get to 9. If he makes it to 9, you'd have to get to 9. I think it's 160 points mark, I think. But, yeah. So, Jesse Montanez, oops, Jacksonville. Booker is a smokescreen. Yeah, Daniel M., they're all jumping on it. I think Mike Fisher is big on the Booker. Okay, Mike. I'll give you your props if you're right. I'll give you your props. Dallas Cowboys are not trading up. They're going to stay right where they are. If they're at 9, if Genty falls at 9, don't be so sure. Randy McIntyre, it's funny, isn't it? It is funny. People are wanting Dallas to trade back down with Denver at 20, a third. And people are wanting Dallas to trade back to 20, a third, and Sutton. That would be a great move. Daniel M., that would be a great move. Sorry to tell you. You get yourself a receiver, an ex-receiver, who would fit perfectly with CeeDee Lamb. You get a third-round pick, which is better than a fourth, and you get number 20. So you get Cortland Sutton, all right? You can get your running back if you wanted. You can get, well, no, you won't get Amari in Hampton because that's what Denver's trading up for. You would get your choice of Booker. You want Booker, or you want, an offensive lineman, or you get an edge rusher. That's probably what it's going to be. So, yeah, but Joe DeMasi, if Denver's moving up, they're moving up for Hampton. All right, here we go. I'm letting Ron Oliver in. Ron is coming in to talk everything. Let me put up his image here. Where is it at? Music meets sports. We'll let him get in. Did he unmute? Nah, man, Ron, make sure. I always mute people when they come in because I got a lot of momos, no pun intended, who come in and make all these noises. Welcome, everybody. Ron Oliver, Ron Tyke Oliver. What's going on, Ron? How are you doing?
What's up, Brian, man? I appreciate it, man.
Listen,
I've been excited all day, man. I want to rap with you.
I've been getting so much good feedback. I've been using the GTB remix, the Game Time Brian remix, and
okay.
I mean, that's not part of the album, everybody. But what I get so much good like info and like good feedback about how awesome it sounds. Now, I like that one better than the other one. I like the remix better than the other. But man, it is awesome. But
okay.
Now let me ask you this before we get into. Well, first let's talk about the album, and we'll talk about how we could get it. I have all the links to Ron and all the albums that Ron shared links with me in the description, as well as in the comments. Now, is it not available yet on iTunes and stuff? You can only get it on this website as of right now, right?
Yeah, right now, distribution is just weird, man. It used to take a couple of weeks to get on Apple and Amazon and these places. For some reason, a lot of platforms are having difficulties getting albums out there. I just got Attack on Cowboys album, finally got approved. Yours was about, I think, a week later, so I'm thinking yours is going to drop real soon. But right now, yeah, all of the music is on the website. Music meets sports.
Yes, I got the link. Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
musicmeetsports.org. And you'll see, if you go to the YouTuber tab, then they'll see your album. They can listen to it right now. And I thought I'd do that because I'm just trying to build a brand anyway. I want people to kind of get into the vibe, get into the brand, get into the music. And we'll let them know when it drops, and we'll give them other links and other details.
Yeah, that's what I figured. You'll let me know, and I'll forward it on to the people, and just so it'll be, I guess it'd be more streamlined. Anybody that's on Apple, you go right on there. If you have Spotify,
absolutely,
you know what I mean. But in the meantime, it is available. I have the link up at the top. Please go check it out. That helps Ron. That helps me. These are the type of things that help us, believe it or not, more than sometimes YouTube.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a lot that goes into YouTube. So, and I love YouTube. Don't kill me, YouTube. I'm just saying.
Right.
But so that's good. Now, let's get into Ron Oliver because I've heard you on Mark's channel for years. I remember you had Tower Light Records, and it's just like any other business. People, it changes over the years. How did you first get into doing what you're doing? Because number one, it's very good. I mean,
I appreciate that.
you produce this stuff at. I'm just surprised how fast you turn around with some of this stuff. And maybe it's,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But how did you get into this?
Well, just a long story short, I'm a longtime musician, grew up in the church. My mom was a musician, my brother's a musician, my sister's a birth musician. We're all musicians. I tried to play everything, all the way from about 7 years old to I started on the drums and the congas and the bass, so everything. And if you know anything about a Black Pentecostal church,
Oh,
there's a
yeah.
lot of music. So there was every instrument in that church, and everybody was really good. And it was very excitable kind of music. It was very spiritual kind of music. So long story short, took over the choir, in the youth choir. So when my mother retired, I took over the choir, took over the musicians. So I learned how to, play, almost every instrument. Not all of them prolifically, but pretty good.
S-
And I
Yeah.
learned how to get into the vocals and that kind of thing. And then later on, I got into music production with a partner of mine and a friend of mine back in the day. So this was back in the day when the musicians had to actually show up to the studio, and the bass player, the guitar player, they were people, and they were right there.
Yeah, that's
So
cool.
this was back in the day,
Well,
and so that was my training ground. And I did commercials, I did demos, I did all kinds of music, man, for bands, you name it. So I've been recording for a long time, and the match and the changes that have been made all the way from analog to digital have been huge.
well, it's funny you say that because it has. I remember a time, Ron, where, you know, listen, I'm not dating myself, but I used to love going to the video store on a Friday night. Yeah, whether
Right.
it was Blockbuster, or even before, even just a little corner, they had the VCRs. I remember having a VCR with a cord attached to the remote. That's how old it was. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I mean, I
Right.
used to love that. And I remember when it was changing to, oh, yeah, well, like it's not going to be a VHS, it's going to be on a disc. And then
Right.
it went from going on a disc to, oh, I mean, everything's going to be streaming. And it kind of blew
Right.
my head. Like it just blew me away that, like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to trust streaming. I can't
Yeah.
even get a good reception on my cable yet.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me that we're going to be able to stream music. And now
Right.
how far we've come, it's
Yeah.
just
So it's crazy,
amazing.
man.
So I can
And
only
in the
imagine.
last 2 or 3 years, it's really
But
crazy.
I can imagine in
Uh,
your field where you're dealing with it, like buying equipment. Let's just say buying equipment. Now, I don't know. I'm sure you have a lot of good stuff. I bought this thing. Mark got me onto it. It's the Rodecaster Pro 2. I'm barely scratching the surface of what this thing can do. It's got its own
right.
hard drive. I'm literally doing the bare minimum. But
Right.
now you're
Right.
introducing AI involved.
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah. It's crazy.
it's because my man who's in the chat, my partner, Primetime Phil, we have another channel. We'll be live tomorrow throughout the whole draft. He is more tech savvy than I am, and he does a
Right.
lot of AI stuff. And as soon as you heard the song, he goes, "Wow, I really like it." Was that AI? I'm like, I bet you
Yeah.
it was. So,
Yeah. Yeah,
Ron
it
is
was
the man,
partial. It's
everybody.
partial. To be honest with you, man, in the last 25, 30 years, anybody that's worth its salt has used some form of AI. They
Yeah.
just didn't call it that because I'll give you a good example. Back in the day when I wanted a bass player, I had to go get a bass player. I had to have them come in. I had to have them tune. Well, now the bass player's right on my screen. So,
Right, right, right,
and
right,
everyone's
right.
using loops, everyone's using, so it's always been a slow boil to kind of where we're at now. So the one thing I like about where I'm at now, though, is I did have the early training when it wasn't so
Wow.
savvy and it
Right.
wasn't so you still have to know music, you still have to know how to contribute to it, and you still have to use these tools without losing yourself.
Well,
I always tell people use it as a tool and not a substitution.
yeah.
So I
Well,
use some form of that from time to time, depending on what I'm working on. And then there are other times when I don't use it at all, because I want to have a different flow or a different feel to it. So
Yeah.
it's a
I mean,
tool, man.
and I know what you mean by that. I would I don't know if I'm totally off base. Please tell me. Do not hold
Right.
back. But it's almost like I like watching. Don't get me wrong. Don't kill me in the chat. But I like watching the older movies sometimes. The '80s movies without all the CGI. You get
Right.
that.
Yeah.
It's a different, and don't get me wrong, they could film it that way still if they want,
Right.
and some of these directors. But isn't that what you're saying? It's
Yeah.
how you decide to go about a
Yeah.
project. Are we going to go AI
Yeah.
heavy? Are we going to mix in some
Right.
real actual stuff? You know what I mean?
Right.
Is that what
So
you
you're
mean?
like your two last remixes. I used a little bit of AI just to mix it, help me mix it. But the lyrics, the concept, the music groove, that's all me, man. But you can lose yourself in technology, which I try not to do
Because then it
because
becomes kind of like, I don't know, like mechanical. There's no flow, and
yeah.
you can get too, you know what I mean? It's like watching a
Well, I
movie
think
with,
what happens is you can lose, like I try to have a stamp of what I'm going for. So if I just depend on just the technology, which I've never done, I will lose what I'm trying to create from myself. You see what I'm saying? So I've always been the non-tech guy. I've always had a tech guy
yeah, but
friend
you have
that
a
was
music
always,
background.
yeah, I have a
Because
music
there are some
background.
people who are just getting into this
Yeah,
using just this, which is
yeah,
AI, and using all, and have no sense of a
no,
like the one thing I can say, Ron, is all three of my kids were brought up to play some sort of instrument,
yeah,
and at first it was like, yeah, I don't know that I want to do it, and then they all loved it, and one did the
right.
drums, one did the saxophone, one did, so, and and it, like, before you know it, they're doing their little band, and it was kind of neat because it does make you. I don't think people realize what music does to people. It really
Right,
does shape you in a way that I think more people. It's not easy to do either, and some
right,
people are just
right,
talented. I mean, my uncle,
right.
he was a one man band. I remember in the military, he would tell me he would go all around London and England, and he had a band, and they would like have 2,000 people there, and
Yeah,
he would just do it all himself. Like you said, he would play keyboards, he would do bass, he would sing, and I was just always just grew up around it. I wish I had that. I don't have
right.
it, but my kids seem to have it, so that's
Right.
good. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just I know exactly what you mean
But in
as
a
far.
lot of cases, see, I'll even I'll just go old school and just play my own keys in a
Yeah.
song, just so I can keep that individuality and keep that feel in the music instead of just finding a loop. I'll actually try to play the keys myself so I can get a different feel.
Well,
And
I told you
sometimes
I'm
I'll try
eclectic.
to make it.
So for me
Sometimes
personally,
I'll try
I
to make
like
it
shit.
not
Yeah.
perfect. You know.
Yeah, exactly. I like everything kinda.
Right. You told me that, and I got real excited when you told me that. I
Yeah,
said,
I mean,
okay, it's a wide open.
honestly, I
You
don't like
know.
old twangy country, sorry, and I don't like uh I
I
don't
even like some old
I
twangy
mean,
stuff,
I
man.
like some. I mean, I like some stuff. Don't get me wrong, but there's
Yeah.
some stuff I just can't. But for the most part, other than that, I told you I'm all over the place. It's just a matter of what mood I'm in and how and like what
Right.
I feel like listening to. We always do
Right.
that thing where if you got stuck on an island, what album would you take with you to listen? And I always
Right.
said,
Right.
all in all, probably Bob Marley Legend would be my best
Right.
album. That if just I don't know why. Don't ask me why, but it's just like
Right.
it all depends. Yeah, maybe I want to listen to 80s rock. Maybe I want to listen to a little Al B. Shore or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It
I'm
it
like that too,
so
man.
it really like
If you go to my playlist,
yeah,
you'll see
exactly. It's
everything.
like whoa. I gotta actually separate it sometimes because I just
Yeah.
can't hit shuffle because I'll get Christmas music, some whack stuff. So it's hysterical. But
Yeah.
well, Mark Huston in the chat says my kids grew up on music instruments. As one was a chainsaw, one was a weed whacker, and one was a lawnmower. Listen,
Right.
man, Mark Hudson owns he owns a business on a farm in Texas. Mark, I mean, I hear you, brother. Those are instruments in their own right, I'm sure. But
Right.
um, So Ron, yeah, keep going. So what made you? I mean, when did you get involved in YouTube and the content creation on YouTube? And how did you meet Mark? Because I know Mark brought you up to me years ago, like when I
Yeah,
first
well,
met
what
him.
happened was I was watching. I'm a big Cowboys fan.
Oh, okay. I didn't
So
know
even though
that.
I'm from
Yeah, I
Wisconsin, but
assumed you were a cheesehead.
I'm the old school
Okay, cool.
Not Roger Troutman, Roger
Oh,
Starbuck,
yeah, 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 yeah.
Tony Dorsett. Those
That's
guys
my
I
guy,
grew up on.
Dorsett back there. Emmett
Yeah,
Smith. I'm a running back guy, so
too
yes.
tall, that whole
Oh
group,
yeah.
man. So, and my favorite coach is still Tom Landry. So,
Yep.
but anyway, Mark said, I was watching the show and I found myself watching him. I said, who is this guy? So I just kept watching him and I found myself watching him pretty much every day. And then one day he was on and he said, man, I really wish somebody would send me some music. If you're out there, you
Oh,
do music, give me an email and let me know, And I was like, okay, that'd be kind of pretty cool, to be part of a show.
yes,
So I
definitely.
sent him a couple of tracks, and one was called I forgot, Coffee Fix. That's what it was. And Mark, he drinks coffee
Oh yeah. Oh, I
in the morning at his
yeah.
desk,
Tell me about it.
and
I know.
he
I've been over his
loved that.
house. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he loved that
He
song
likes
right away.
grooving, and I do it
Right.
too. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So shout out to Mark, man. He played it right away. He was like, this is awesome. So I kept, kind of sending him music here and there. He would pick through some things, and then he would find one he really liked. He would play it at the end. He would play it in the beginning. Sometimes he played it in the middle. So I shout out to Mark, man. Mark kind of got me into even thinking about it and looking at YouTube
Yeah,
guys,
you and me
and that's kind
both.
of how I found you
Well, that's
because
how.
I was
That's
watching
why I'm
Mark.
here, Mark. I went
Yeah,
and I don't know how. I'll be honest with you, Ron. I'm a longtime Cowboy fan. My father was born and raised in Texas. He was in the
right.
military. My mother was a South Philly girl. I'm a South Jersey, right over the bridge, kind of in the middle of Atlantic City and Philadelphia. I'm right there. But
Right.
everybody says, "Oh, you're a Jersey. That's New York." No, I'm literally surrounded by fields, blueberry fields. It's I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I'm usually about like a 10-minute drive to like civilization, basically. But
Right.
um, I met Mark, and I didn't always agree with Mark. Mark had these takes as a Cowboy fan. You know, he had these takes, and I'm like, come on, really? But
Right.
again, when you meet him and you realize YouTube, and
Yeah. Yeah,
sometimes
I disagree with Mark a lot,
you
but
know
I
what I mean.
love
That's
listening. I
good,
still
right? I
love
mean,
listening to Mark. So he's still one of the guys I go to. I listen to Mark a lot. So one day, it was just weird. I was just like, it'd be kind of cool to just make a whole album on just his show, about his show.
yeah.
And it just kind of was a divine intervention from God to make a album. So I emailed Mark. I said, Mark, hey man, have you ever thought about just someone doing a music album about your show? And he was like, cool, man, let's do it. So I did Mark's, and I thought it really interesting because I was looking at different aspects of his show. I was looking at different aspects of the Cowboys, and I came up with these different
Well, I
concepts.
think you've helped Mark's show immensely. Not
Yeah,
actually doing this is the easy part. Open it like
yeah,
just for me, for guys like Mark, like talking is the easy part. But I mean, he is further along because he's doing them like longer as far as all the tech stuff. But Mark is not tech savvy, so
right.
he needed some intros. That I mean, he works it really good in the morning. Like I said, it's
Yeah,
you and him are a marriage made in heaven as far as that's
yeah,
concerned.
yeah.
You
So
know
I
what I
got to
mean?
shout
Like you
out to
really
Mark,
took
man.
him out to the next level, I
I
believe.
appreciate that. Yeah. And then so, it just kind of bounced off of that. I said, well, man, I listened to like two, three other guys, man. Let me reach out to AOC. He was down right away. I reached out to you. You were down right away. And I was like, this is
I just think
awesome,
it's fun, man.
So
I'm
yeah,
gonna
I thought it
try
was
and promote it as
exactly.
much as I can. At the
Yeah,
end of the day, it is what it is. I mean,
yeah.
but I
But
love it.
I have another media company called Mike Here, MIKIR, and I do soundtracks and short videos about life and it's very emotional type music. There's some chill music in there and all of that. So that's when I'm not working on it. But I find what's happening now is I'm working more on the sports music more than I started
Well,
working on that.
YouTube is
So
blowing up, Ron.
I'm really enjoying it.
There's what, 60, I don't know. Every time I turn around, there's more. 64 million YouTube channels.
Yeah,
This just everybody thinks everybody. I had no intentions of doing this. Like I was saying, I met Mark, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, and I met him at a tailgate, and I'm about 3 hours from where he's at. So I met him at a
yeah,
game. I bought some items off his website that he made for me, and we met, and he was kind of busy, and we kind of said hi, but that was it. And then I don't know. He invited me down to his house, I think for a Sunday. So we went and watched the game, and I was helping him at, doing the streaming, and he was just impressed. I don't know. Don't ask me what he saw, but
yeah.
he's like, dude, you
I mean,
really,
I'm
he's like,
really
you really
impressed.
should do YouTube just because of, I think you would be great at it. And I'm like, all right.
And man, you have been, man. I remember when you were like 2, 3 little thousand subscribers, and now you're just killing it, man. You are killing it, Brian, man. I gotta admit, man.
I've
And
done a lot of
it
work,
went
man.
fast too, man. It went really fast where you're at.
Yeah, I've done a lot
Um,
of videos, Mark. A lot of
yeah,
videos from my mail truck. Now I'm working inside management for now, but I've
right.
done a lot. People go, every time I turn it on, you were on there. I'm like, well, that's kind of how it works, unfortunately. YouTube don't
Yeah,
want to be bothered with somebody unless and it's frustrating because I know people who just do 1 or 2 things a week, but again, it's tough to get any kind of footing. As long as you're happy with it, then that's what it is. But
yeah,
it is what it is. Some days are easier than others. I'm sure you're the same way when it comes to doing your work, but when it
right.
comes to streaming, I don't know. I'm not always feeling it. I'm not like Mark. Mark can wake up, and prime time will tell you. We've been on the road with Mark, and we wake up, and you better have your head on a swivel
Yeah,
because he's got a camera in your face. But
yeah,
Mark has that background where he actually did that in his younger years.
yeah,
He had a sports show on Facebook, I believe it
yeah,
was, with the I can't think of her name offhand. Renee Embry or something. There was
yeah.
some sort of show in the DMV area where he would have one spot. Um, so yeah, it was.
But I like that. I like your vibe because with Mark is insane. He'll just go, 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 go. You have a different vibe. Like you'll go, 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 but then you'll have those days like I feel myself.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, 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 yeah. Well,
I'm a little cranky today. Hey man, I'm trying to get it together. I hope you guys are bear with me.
yeah.
So
Well, that's one thing.
you got a totally different charm to your show from Mark, and they both work.
Yeah, yeah,
Mark's approach is crazy and does great. I mean, he's amazing. And
yeah.
then
Mark is funny, man, because
your approach is really good too, man,
I've
because
been.
I can feel you some days.
Yeah, oh yeah. And some days I don't normally fake it either. So that's
Right.
my Italian that comes out of me. I don't look Italian, but my mother was Italian, so I don't have a lot of patience, Ron. If I don't know if you've known that, but I get frustrated pretty quick. Living in Jersey,
Right.
driving in some of this traffic isn't always fun. I'm sure
Right.
everybody's got traffic, but some of these
Right.
people crack me up. But Mark,
Right.
I have been noticed. I went to MetLife Stadium for the Giants game with my youngest, who's now 21. He'll be 21 in a couple of weeks, which is crazy. But and I was noticed a couple times, which was kind of cool. I was noticed in Dallas a lot, for obvious reasons, but not normally, right? That's about
Yeah.
it. But when I go out with Mark, it don't matter where we're at. We could be out in the middle of nowhere getting gas. Somebody knows who he is. So,
Right.
and it's kind of like I know me and Phil get like you know annoyed with Mark because we'll be out hanging with him, and all of a sudden something will come up, and he'll just go and leave us and go talk to him but that's Mark's charm. He's just
Yeah.
all about the people. He don't care. Ain't
Yeah.
nothing
Mark is
against me
cool.
and Phil. He just wants to
Right.
go out there and hang with his people, and we're just like,
Right.
okay, it's the Mark show. Here we go. But he's the best. So
Yeah. Shout out to Mark, man.
yeah, absolutely.
But
But
anyway, your album, man.
yeah, let's get to the album.
I really enjoyed making it because it gave me just gave me carte blanche to do whatever I was feeling. So I try to put a little bit of your personality in there. I tried to put a little bit of creativity about just kind of the vibe of the
Right, right,
show.
right.
I put a little cowboy stuff in there. Of course, we had to talk about the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And we got a song on there called Electric End Zone, and it's
It's
just
good.
great music.
Yes, it is.
It's probably my favorite track on there. And then I got
I
one
like the
mil
quarterback sneak is good.
quarterback sneak. I like
Yeah, I like them all,
everything is kind of
honestly.
football related
Yeah.
and YouTube related to your show. So I'm really excited because I'm definitely gonna produce another one, and I'm probably gonna give it a totally different vibe, but I'm gonna hook it up, man, because I enjoy it. It gives me different ideas. And so I've worked with three YouTubers so far. You, Mark, and Attack on Cowboys. I got a couple other ones that reached out to me, so I haven't worked on those yet. But on music meets sports, I just came up with that brand, and what
I
we do is
like it.
we create custom soundtracks about legendary athletes, former and current. So
Mm.
we got an album on Rodman. We got an album
Oh, I
on
like that. That's
yeah,
smart.
Rodman. That's out on distribution on
Well,
you
I
can get that
did
on
post
Apple.
the Dak and the Des one. I'm actually
Yeah.
gonna check it out when I get
Yeah,
time.
I
Yeah,
did an album on Dak. I did an album on
Des.
Dez. And
Yeah.
what we're trying to capture is their story. So they're interesting stories. So like Dak, I when we did our research, I didn't know that he went to Starkville, Mississippi. That's where this college
Oh,
team
really?
was. So we did
Wow.
a song about that city, Starkville. I never would have known that. I looked up some of his stats. We talked about on the album Alone on the Planet. And what we mean by that song is, Dak is the quarterback on the most valuable team, the most widely known probably brand on the earth. And being the quarterback of that particular team puts him in a particular spot that probably nobody would understand. So we called it Alone on the Planet. It's
Hmm.
really emotional. We talked about when he rises, when
Now,
he
do you know if
points his
Dax
finger in
heard
the air.
this?
I don't. I don't. I hope he will, because we really worked hard on it, and I think it's a really good album. And
Yeah.
we talked about the love-hate relationship that he has, his difficulties, but some of his achievements. So, and Dez,
I'll
the
have to
same thing.
download that because supposedly, I had mentioned this. Yeah, Mark's supposed to be doing. I'm not supposed to be saying it, but whatever, I'll say it. Mark might be doing some work for Dak's uncle. So, but
Oh, really?
yeah, like so he said, maybe I'll bring you down and we can help because I helped him before. He'd like do
Yeah.
some work in his house, and
Yeah.
then like some of the comps of that is you get to go to a game and stay
Yeah.
in the suite and
Okay.
stuff like that. But I mean, I do know uh, Mark did a fundraiser a couple of years for Dax Foundation, and
Okay.
uh, we made a plaque, or Mark made a plaque. But everybody who donated to the fundraiser is emblazoned on the back of the plaque. And I know for a fact through Dak's uncle, Philip, that Dak has it hanging in his house. So as much
Oh,
as
okay.
Dak stones everybody. It doesn't. I always say I'm rooting for Dak. I want
Right.
Dak to win. I think that would be an
Right.
unbelievable story if Dak can win because he will have
Right.
all. Dak will have every Cowboy record before it's all said and done.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just at the end of the day, do you want to be a Hall of Famer? Do you want to go down as one of the greats? You need to win a Super Bowl. So for
Yeah.
Dak's
Yeah.
sake, I hope he does it. But it's
Yeah.
neat knowing that there's a plaque in Dak's house with my name on it because
Yeah.
so it would be also neat to be able to let Dak listen to that song. That would be
Yeah. I have
kind of neat.
another couple songs on there. Well, actually,
Mark could probably make that happen. Actually, so
one is called Devastated, and this is when he went through the first devastating injury and how people felt about it, and how he felt about it. And then I have another remix of that song. So it tells his story through music. So
yeah,
it's
it's
well
neat. I'll have to
researched
check it
stuff.
out. It sounds
Yeah, we
awesome.
have a lot of different music. We got KD from basketball, Westbrook, Playoff Jimmy. You'll look on there. We've got other albums coming. We're going to be doing albums on the Lambeau Leap. We're going to be doing
Nice.
America's. We got an album called America's Team. We're going to be talking about all about the history of the Cowboys.
That's neat.
We're
Yeah,
going to do our
definitely.
research on that. So if you look on musicmeetsports.org, you will see all the albums that we've done and the albums that we're working on. And I'm real excited, man, because I never thought I'd go down this road. I was kind of like totally on a whole nother road, and I still work on that. But this has been real exciting because I'm a sports fan too. So it's like, oh man,
Well,
I'm
that's what I
incorporating
was
these
saying.
sports.
I mean,
Yeah,
this road that I'm on, I never thought I'd be on this road, let alone doing half
right,
decent at it. And it's like, because what people don't realize is, and I don't try and discourage anybody, but uh, well, I think 99% of YouTube channels fail within like the first year. People don't realize how hard it is to break that 1,000 barrier
I
because
can imagine.
just getting to 1,000 is hard
Yeah,
enough. But
yeah,
and then YouTube all of a sudden starts putting your stuff out there more. The more you do, the more they put out. And
yeah,
most of them fail. So when somebody says I want to be a YouTuber, honestly, Ron, I would like to be my interest. I love Dallas and all, but I think it would probably be more profitable to do a more current event YouTube channel. But that's not what I want to do. But as far as profit, it probably would be because
right.
sports is a very time sensitive thing, especially once the season starts. If I do
Yeah,
a recap video, Ron, it's got a few days and then nobody really wants to watch it again. If you
right.
think of it, so it's
Yes.
about, believe it or not, I have done better in the off season, which I think
Wow.
is weird, right? But there's
Yeah,
really
it is
no
kind of weird.
there's really no off season when it comes to the NFL because
Right.
it's a 24. I mean, it's a
Especially the
12-month. Yeah,
Cowboys.
there's always
There's
something.
always
I do
something.
better out of season, draft time, and then getting ready for
Yeah,
training camp and just the schedule really. It's just never ending. And not that
yeah,
I don't do good in season, but I'm competing against ESPN highlights.
yeah, that's true.
Like
And then not to mention that on the off season, people are hungry for it because it's not on. So they're really looking for content at that point to give them that NFL feeling, man. So you guys fill that void big time, when there's no games.
And you know what's funny,
So that
Ron?
makes sense.
I'll tell you what's funny. You get all these people on TV, right? They're making I don't know what they make, but let's just say millions because it sounds good, right? All these
Right.
big stars, a lot of these sports, they're not making millions, but like the Adam Schefters, they all have YouTube channels. It's like, why do you got to
Yeah,
come over
yeah,
here? You already
yeah,
got your thing. Now you're double and triple dipping. I don't blame them,
yeah,
but I'm just
yeah,
saying it's hard to keep up with those. I don't
yeah.
have the connections that obviously a Michael Irvin would have, right? He can go and talk to Jimmy Johnson himself, I mean,
Right,
now
right, right.
Mark did have a chance to talk to Jimmy Johnson, which was
Yeah, I saw
awesome.
that. I think I saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was awesome, but not everybody does. And
Right.
the bigger you get, the more doors open. Like I live right down the street from what's his name? The Kansas City running back. I don't know, his name just left me.
A current player?
Oh yeah, Isaiah Pacheco. My wife just said it.
Pacheco,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He lives 10
Good
minutes
running
from
back.
me. I'm supposed to be
Oh
doing an
wow.
interview with him, but
Okay.
yeah, he bought a friend of mine's house who, well, he's a friend of a friend, but we know him. Like my kid played with his kid. He's one of the owners of. They called what's it called? Oh yeah, Tuckahoe Turf Farm. They put all the turf into all the new grass stadiums, so they
Oh
got money.
wow.
But anyway, they sold the house, and Isaiah Pacheco is from right near me. He bought the house, but I'm supposed to be having him on. So yeah, once that happens, maybe I can get other big names on. But you gotta,
Yeah, well, you just keep doing what you're doing, man,
yeah,
because you're growing.
yeah.
It's
I mean, I
happening.
appreciate that,
No doubt about it. It's definitely happening, man.
but
If otherwise I wouldn't have reached
yeah.
out to you. I saw where it was going. I was like, I need to get a part. I want to be a part of this guy too. So I
I
was really
appreciate it.
glad you came back to me.
This goofy guy from South Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
it's
enjoyed watching you. So I said, man, I reached out to the people that I enjoyed watching, man. You were one of the guys that I picked out. And so when you
and it's
came back to
different
me, I was like,
because I
cool.
don't like to fight with people. I don't
Right.
like Mark. Don't care. Marker's going to tell you, and he's going to stick it, and he's gonna. To me, I kind of want to give you your flowers if you deserve it, but then if you get a little overboard, then I'm gonna call you on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
I don't want to go down that road right away. But we had a guy on the show last night, Momo from DMV, from the Maryland. He's one of Mark's channel members, and he was representing the Washington Commanders. We lit
Okay.
Momo up like he had no, but he comes in with these crazy statements, and he deserved
Right,
it. But it was all in fun. But I'm like,
right,
listen, man,
right.
you want to do YouTube, you better know what you're talking about, or at
Right,
least
right,
you fake it till you make it. Because if you don't know, then as
right,
long as you're faking it, that's almost as good. So,
right.
but all right, as we wrap this up, please tell
Okay.
everybody I have all your links in the description as well as in the pinned at the top.
Yeah,
Just round this out again. Just let everybody know where they can find you. And I know you
yeah.
talked about some of
So
the projects, but what is really
yeah,
you know?
yeah, you'll see all the projects that we're starting to work on. Musicmeetssports.org, musicmeetssports.org. You'll pretty much find everything from there. You'll be able to click on different albums, listen to them. Pretty soon, we will have them distributed out to Apple Music and Amazon and Spotify and
I'll
all of that.
bring
But
you on
right now,
again as we go through the
I
process
appreciate
because
that, man.
if you like it, I like it. I love streaming, so
Yeah.
and it's also I'm helping our
Yeah,
cause
and
here and
if
getting
there's
it out
anyone
there.
out there that wants me to create some music for their channel, just email me at createarcade@gmail.com. Createarcade@gmail.com.
Let me put it in the
Just
chat.
yeah, createarcade@gmail.com. Hit me up. I'll check you out, and trust me, I'll hook you up, man. If there's some synergy there. But yeah, we're real excited about. I have a couple of other partners that work with me. Shout out to Joshua and Sina. And
Very cool.
it's
Very
it's
cool.
really taken my music to. I thought I was really good, but my partners are good, and it's really taken my
Well,
music to another
sometimes
level.
I mean I've learned, Ron, that if you're around uh like really good people, talented people, that only helps and elevates
Yeah,
you.
absolutely.
You
I
know what I
love
mean?
collaboration. That's
You
why I
know,
really love this,
yeah, because I've
because if
learned that if you surround yourself by negative Nancy's who don't want to do anything, that's what you're gonna be. You
absolutely,
know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely,
and I'm
absolutely.
no spring chicken. So if I can do it and Ron can do it, anybody can do it. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly,
you know what I
exactly.
mean? It's never too late,
Right,
as they say. But all right, Ron,
exactly.
I appreciate it again.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man.
All right, brother. I will reach out to you again. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Yep, I will check you out. I'll let you know. Al, oh, by the way, game time, I did put your single on there too, the
I do have
GTB.
that pinned as
I
well.
think I put that on there. I put that on
Yes.
there as well, so they'll check out that music too.
Yes.
So, but I'll
Yep.
be working on your album your second album in the summer.
I appreciate it. Oh,
Yeah.
and yeah, just real quick, I did do the artwork for the album. I don't know. Ron said he liked it. I hope he liked
Oh,
it.
it was cool. It was really
I
cool.
mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was kind of eye catching. I did it in a couple
Yeah, I
hours.
love
So
your logo. So that's
yeah,
pretty cool. So
yeah, yeah.
I told you, I
Yeah,
said, man, go for it, man.
yeah.
And
So
whatever you feeling,
if you
because it's
think
your
it's
channel.
corny, that was my
No,
fault.
man,
Not you, the
it
people in the
works,
chat.
man. Yeah.
I
I
wanted something
appreciate
eye
it, Brian,
catching. All right,
man.
brother. I'll
Appreciate it,
talk to
man.
you. All right.
All right, we'll
All
talk
right.
some more,
See
man.
you
All
later.
right.
Bye. All right. And there it was. We are back. We are back. If you guys want, I will bring in the Zoom link. If you guys want to hop in, I'll stay live for a while. Yes, no, maybe so. Let me put the link in the chat, or I'll put the link in the community tab. Let's give me a second, everybody. Yeah, the link will be in the community tab now. You guys can hop on in. Just give me a minute. I'm getting rid of all the extra crap. Definitely want to talk some draft, but yes, Ron Oliver has worked hard. He's very talented. I would really appreciate it if you guys had checked out the album. I don't know. I didn't ask him how much. I believe it's like $5.99. I think something like that. Just go check it out. The link is out there, everybody. Come hop in with me, and we'll stay on for a little bit. I know we got streams tomorrow night, but I'll have to talk to Phil about that. As of now, I want to bring in just a couple people live at the beginning. As the picks are made, we may ask you to come in and then leave, and then at some point, but I want to get Jesse's reaction for the Giants pick. Obviously, me and Phil, Randy McIntyre, and then we'll bring in any I don't know if I don't know if I can deal with Momo. I don't know. We'll see. But let's get to the chat. Stay live because I just got here. Willie, I'm staying, brother. I'm staying for a little bit. I'm staying. I may have to refill my water. Jay Smooth, game time. You ready for the draft tomorrow night? I am. I'm ready for it to be over, not in a negative way. I'm just tired of the speculation. I'm tired of not really knowing. The smoke screens have gotten old. Jay Smooth, game time. You ready for the draft tomorrow night? I am. I'm ready for it to be over, not in a negative way. That's why I'm your people. Because all I heard was my broadcast in the background. Chris May, what's going on, brother?
I'm back.
All right, yeah, get your shit together, Jesse.
I know, I did last minute, right?
I want prime time. I want a wide receiver weapon. Or a running back beast, edge rushing full, OT big man. Trade back and get more.
I'm staying for a little bit. I'm going to have to read.
Yet another one.
Nah, I don't feel so bad now.
Pickens is an issue in the locker room. Yeah, no, I want no part of George Pickens. I don't know who brought up Pickens. No hate, but no thanks. Kid Cowboy, what's going on? Yeah, I don't want Pickens. Again, what's the what's everybody thinking about a Cortland Sutton, a number 3, and you get their 20th pick? Do you guys hate that?
If they did it, I would like it, but I don't see them doing that. To be honest, I don't see Denver doing that because he was a Pro Bowl receiver, and it would cost you, I believe, more.
No, I don't believe so. I don't know that you could get a 3. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. I would have to look at the trade chart. Let me see. I mean, they're getting. I don't know. I don't know. Hold on a second. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Hampton at 12 if your receiver is gone. The problem is, I don't think they want Tet McMillan, but I don't know. I hear everything. I'm with Ultra Cowboy now. Daniel M., I'm sorry, brother. I think Tet is very well bust.
You sure?
Again, everything I'm hearing, like the people that I trust have him in the 50s, Randy McIntyre. 5-0.
Yeah, you know who I want? I want Golden.
I mean.
Or Ibuka. I would take Ibuka, too. I like Ibuka now.
Why can't we trade down and get one, either Golden or Ibuka? I mean, what's wrong with that plan?
That's a great plan. We
Here's
can use the second pick, Brian, to get what we need.
We need another pick, everybody.
Yes.
We need another pick. So I don't understand what everybody has a problem. We have to take Hampton at 12. No, we don't. I love Hampton, but Hampton is, we don't have to. You could drop down to 20 and take a receiver there.
Mm-hmm.
I got news for you. If you drop to 20, you're not going for Hampton because Denver's coming up for Hampton. Denver is trading for Hampton. That's who they're trading for. So you have to be willing to give up on Hampton. I just want that extra pick. Okay, that's it. Now, If Membu was there, then you strongly have to consider that pick. I'm sorry, but Membu is there. You have to consider him at 12. But let me ask you this, Randy. What would you think of James Pierce Jr.?
I hear
That's a
that
nice
they
one.
like him. I
What
hear
would
they
you
like
think of
him.
that?
That's
Hey,
a nice one.
do you know where
It's
he
a
ranks?
nice one.
Do you know where he
It's-
ranks, Randy, on the ESPN top 100 players coming out?
I think he's in the top 10.
He's number one. He's
Yeah.
number one overall on ESPN's top 100 rankings coming into the draft. James Pierce Jr. is a stud. Absolute stud. Wreaks havoc on the opposite side of Micah Parsons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how anybody could be mad at that. I'm not locked in on any position. I just
You're-
want to, that's just where I'm sitting,
Right now, Brian, I have no idea where they're going to go. This is the best year that they've been quiet about everything. And I don't know if you saw Jerry Jones today, but he made the most sense I've heard that man make in I don't know
Today?
how many years. Yes.
What did he say today?
He said, well, if we trade down and we're at 20 and nobody's there that we like, we're going to look at offensive line. Now, he said you could draft a great running back, but if you don't have an offensive line to run behind, then no matter how good the running back is, it doesn't matter. So he made sense today like I've never heard him say before in a long time.
Randy,
Now, I'm not saying that I want an offensive lineman. I want
All right.
Golden
Well, let me
or
ask you
Buka.
this. Phil,
Uh-huh.
Phil's in the
if
house.
if we somehow missed out on him, and I like getting something Josh Simmons
Yeah.
a piece that can be somewhere like you're not going, oh, he's going to be in the mix and everything. No, man, if you're getting a guy like that, you're getting him for a solid piece that's going to either push Steele out or he's going to push Guyton in. I don't know. I just don't like the talk when you're hearing about the interior being drafted, whereas Booker and all that kind of stuff. Those are the ones that I'm like, well, aren't we already like 4 or 5 players deep into? Not saying that that's who's going to make it into the training camp and they could just cut everybody, but it just seems really weird to be signing. If you're just going to be throwing up smoke flags, but then you go ahead and talk about it for a whole hour or whatever. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, think
Willie
about
Vassar
this.
says real quick, let me get to this. At game time, if Hampton is there at 12, what do we do? Well, listen, man, I love Hampton.
Let somebody come up and get him.
But
I
I
can
want
see
another
that
top. I want another. We have a better chance of getting, if we drop to 20, I think that's probably a 3rd round pick. So we would get 20 and another 3rd. How do you not like that? I mean, who were you so in love with?
In this year's draft, that's good value.
I mean,
Let's be
who are
real,
you
man.
so much in
Agree.
love
There's
with?
like a lot of people you can choose.
Here's how I kind of look at the offensive lineman. Okay, when I first started doing it, and I know Ultra would text me when I first started doing this, like offensive lineman. Let's just get a guard that can go right in and just be great. And that's one school of thought. You could get a Booker. You don't need to take him at 12, but you could get a Booker or somebody like that, right? That's
when I hear that trade of Sutton and a 3rd and number 20, I would take it. I mean, I would take it even if you're renting Sutton for a year. And I think this is going to be the thing.
I want
A lot of people
defense
think
and
if
more
you're getting
defense.
Sutton,
F
you're already
that.
getting that number 2. But I still feel that you're going back to 20, you can still find that number 2 somewhere. And Sutton is battling Tolbert and Turpin and all of them for number 3 and on.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with you, Phil. Then you could turn around and draft
Yeah,
Golden
true.
and put Golden in the slot if you had to.
But
There you go.
but what I
if you
was
think of-
thinking, that was my initial thought. Then I started hearing about. Now I'm not saying I'm doing it, but I would. If you're really going to go offensive line, then maybe look at the best tackle, and then
He might be gone. I've seen some draft mocks where he's already gone. And
who's
I'm like,
that? Who Josh? Simmons?
two of the tackles or whatever,
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying if you're
Mimbu might be gone.
well, he will be
yeah.
gone. But if
Yeah.
if
Bank?
you're hell bent on getting a competition for Guyton and up I don't want to do it, but I'm just saying if you're hell
I
bent
say
on
do
that,
it, man. You've seen NFL teams do it for quarterbacks. Why not do it for a very important position? Go ahead, man. Yeah.
yeah.
I
So
see,
yeah. Anyway, go
I
ahead.
see San Francisco drafting Josh Simmons at 10 or 11 right ahead of us, to be
Or
honest
defensive
with you.
tackle, right?
Or
Yeah.
defensive tackle. So these tackles are going to go pretty quick
Walter
because there's
Nolan.
not a lot of them.
Walt Nolan, right? Yeah, Brian.
Well, I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
I think this year it's going to be a lot of. I'm telling you, a lot of flip flops. People going up, people going down like crazy because there's so many players that are like the running backs, the
Yeah, we don't know
tackles.
where people are going to settle, because
I
of the
know this is
injury.
going to be crazy.
Like Alfred Collins, we're talking about that. I think they brought it up, third round and stuff. Now I'm hearing possible injury stuff that he could be going further back. That's kind of, of course you don't hear that stuff. What else do we not know?
That's what social media is
Well,
for.
that's what's going to happen tomorrow, Phil, is that as the draft is starting, literally you're going to hear leaks at the desk, whether you're watching Mel Kiper or you're watching whoever. You're going to hear, we're hearing that this player has injury. We all know that Siobhan Ravel is dropping like a weight because of injury. We're hearing that Alfred Collins has injury issues, is dropping past the third round, believe it or not. So I don't know. Again, we'll see what's true and what's not, right? The proof will be in the actual picking of the players and see. And these clubs are sharks in the water. They do not care about the player necessarily. They care about, getting value. And if that means you don't have you know what I mean? Like you don't have a third round pick or whatever, and you want somebody to slide to you in the fourth, you're going to leak this stuff. So, I mean, Laramie Tunsil, that really hurt him, and he was a hell of a player. So,
He's like, man, it was he did a training day, right? It was one of the coaches that gave him that mask. It was like,
Willie says he likes Devin Neal if we pass on Hampton. I like Devin Neal. Again, all these guys are going to go earlier than what these mocks that we mess around with. I mean, like if you wanted a Devin Neal, you'd probably have to get him in the 5th round. He will not last, maybe even the 4th. He won't last past these. You watch. I think there could
shouldn't be battling for running backs at all. Let's be real.
Yeah, I mean you shouldn't.
Oh yeah,
but there is a difference between the top 4 and everybody else. But
that's true.
But you know who I like, Phil? I like the Virginia Tech kid, Tootin. I like him.
See, that one just came onto my radar. I didn't know about that one as well. As I'm telling you, there's so many things out there.
Yeah, well, do me a favor. I think he ran a. What do you run, Randy? A 4.2.
4.29 or 4.3, something like that. He was fast.
And Phil, he's physical runner. Obviously I can't show it to you. We'll get copyrighted. He's a physical runner for Virginia Tech. Dallas did bring him in. So if you want that Travion Henderson, maybe even a more durable version of him, then you're looking at a guy. Now his name, I can't even pronounce his first name. So that's not fun. I get it. But I mean, at the end of the day, what do you care? It's, I don't even know. Yeah. Maybe.
Well, if Dallas misses out on Henderson, I think Judkins is the next guy they're going to look at.
You would think. And you know what I was surprised at, guys, when I saw Judkins? Phil, when I saw Judkins standing next to Jerry, he looked like a beast. He looked like a little guy. He looks little, but he's not.
No, he isn't, man. He's not little.
I mean,
you can bash on his stuff. Well, he's not shifty. He doesn't need to be. He's the north-south runner. We need that.
And
if we draft
looking guy.
If we draft him, and then we could turn around and draft Blue later on in the draft.
I think Blue's going high, people.
You think so?
Yes,
they haven't mentioned Blue though, Brian. I haven't heard anything about Blue.
Eagles are all over Blue. He'll be gone at the beginning of the 5th round. Again, Eagles are already. That's the one thing about the Eagles.
Well, what about the ones later on, like Ollie Gordon?
I love Ollie Gordon.
Yeah, I like Ollie
Gordon.
That
off the field thing, and
he played behind a horrible offensive line this last year, and still, I mean, he's not a burner. But do you know who else is not a burner? It's Derrick Henry. I get Derrick Henry vibes. You know what I mean? I do. I get vibes. Like when you watch him, he's immense. He's not Derrick Henry big, but he's what, 6'2.5"? like
Well, I mean, he's still
238,
coming out of
240.
college too, so I mean,
Yeah,
give
let him get his
time.
man body, and then you can say anything.
I'm just
I,
saying he's
I like Sampson too from Tennessee.
now, yeah, and I
That's
don't
another
know.
one.
Yeah,
I think Etienne really kind of runs where what Shoddy likes to do, the running back that likes to catch out of the
Zone
backfield.
running.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know a lot about this player. I have a feeling he may be in the mix, but I kind of hope not. But DJ Giddens, does anybody know anything about him?
I watched his film and it's good. I mean, I'm not totally impressed, but he's not a bad running back either. He's good. He's good. I mean,
He's more of a Judkins type runner, though. He's more of a harder runner than he
hard.
is.
He's like what you
Yeah,
said,
so
serviceable.
we're going to need somebody that's fast on one side, like a Tootin, and then Judkins, which are two different runners.
Do you like that one year we got Felix Jones, or what was that?
Yes, Julius Jones and Felix Jones the same year.
I mean, I know Dallas brought in Brashard Smith out of SMU. I'm not a huge fan of Brashard. He is a converted receiver, 5'9", 194. Again, I don't know, man.
He's got a little fumbling issues.
Yeah, well, that's Tootin's problem. He fumbles the ball, so it's like
Ultra just mentioned Swishinger too.
Yeah, Schlesinger might be their number 2 pick.
That might be it. Yeah,
that's what I
wasn't thinking linebacker would be on that radar, but I get it. I get it. You know, again, if you're best player available, then that's best player available. Do your thing.
Yeah.
But don't you think we need running back, receiver, defensive tackle before we draft any other position?
I definitely do, but I look at times where we got best player available and it didn't do us wrong.
Right.
You know, but I totally get you. I that's where I want to, because the positions that you need happen to be some of the more depth type of positions, you know, when you go into this draft.
Mark Hutchins says, what running back is somewhat comparable to Emmett? Well, that would be Ashton Genty. That would be Ashton Genty. I'm telling you, Ashton Genty.
There ain't many of them out there, I'm going to tell you right now.
But I mean, if you're going to compare somebody, I would say Ashton Genty.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You got Judkins is 5'11", 220. I love Judkins.
Judkins is better than people think.
I mean, he's bigger than Henderson.
Well, it's like he's a little guy, but remember, Joe Morris was a little guy.
Marion Hampton is 5'11", 221. You know what Judkins is? Judkins is 5'11", 221. So they're the same size player. Everybody goes, oh, Hampton's a beast. Judkins is ridiculous at like Phil knows, he's a higher recruit. He's a really
doesn't
good
go
athlete.
Crazy breaking tackles things. He's just
and you know what? That was my thing from the beginning with Omarion Hampton. And
the problem with Judkins is, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the problem with Judkins is that if you don't have a good line, he may not find success. You know,
right?
So I mean, I love our interior part of the line, so I think that's the kind of thing that goes with him.
I think
that's why. Go ahead, Brian.
No, I think he's more elusive than Hampton. See, I like Hampton, but Hampton is just a bull in a china closet, and he escapes. But I think at the NFL level, I think he's going to need some holes open. Now, I think Hampton would fit in this new run scheme that we have, like a Judkins, right? They're more of a one cut, right? Am I right in that assessment or no?
That's zone. That's running zone.
Phil,
yes,
am I right, or I think right? Or not necessarily?
No, I think you're right on the take of the break, just because Hampton, Mark says it where he's shiftier. You don't see him a lot of times not needing to break those tackles, because he kind of he takes one little quick step and he's kind of out of their reach. So I do like how he is, and so when I saw him earlier, obviously DeMarco Murray was the first one I thought about. And you see him, and there's a lot of it. He stands upright when he kind of runs. He doesn't run downhill, kind of. So if he's hitting a hard linebacker, maybe the linebacker gets a really good hit on him. So there are some flaws to his game, and so that's why you don't see him up the top being there. But again, still being a first rounder, they knew it. You knew in that offense what they were going to do. They were going to run the ball, and he still found success. So I give him credit on that.
Yeah.
If Henderson's there at 2, though, I take Henderson right away.
Well,
I'm telling you,
he's just not going to be.
I hope you're wrong, Brian. I hope you're
listen,
wrong.
the Chiefs brought him in for a visit yesterday. So what is that telling you, Randy? That's telling
I know.
you they know he ain't gonna be there in the second round, Randy. They
then you
brought
guys
him in
got
for 32 or possible trade back and get him. You know?
Then you guys got to worry about San Francisco cutting you too.
Well, again, I'm not worried about anything though, because we don't need one player. So I'm not. Again, everybody's worried about this. I'm not worried about anybody. The only way you're worried is if Genty was going to get close to you, and then you're like, oh, okay. But he's not.
Genty's, he's not.
We had all our eggs in one basket.
Yeah. He's going to Jacksonville.
We need a lot, so we're going to get a good player. It's just what flavor ice cream do you want? Do you want? You know what I mean? That's kind of how I look at it, Phil. I mean, what do you want? I mean, the more it gets closer, I want a running back. Why? I don't know, but I want a friggin' running back.
You guys want Neapolitan ice cream?
I want the wide receiver and stuff like that. But again, I get the pass rusher, I get the defensive tackle, I get the offensive tackle. I get it, man. And so it's just
I don't want offensive tackle. But
no,
I
don't.
Get it.
I don't. But if you're trading back and getting value to pick later on, and you get your tackle,
that's the only way I would want. Any
but
sort
obviously,
of guard.
So if you would get pissed off if you get offensive tackle, so guess what? That's a very odds that it might be the pick because that would piss you off.
I'd love it.
Well, I've got a question for y'all. I've got a question for all of y'all. How about say we trade back to 20, we get their number 2 pick. And we draft a receiver at number 20. Say we draft Golden at number 20. We come around in the second round and we have 2 picks. Okay, we pick a running back.
How you gonna have 2 picks
first?
Well,
we have our second round.
I don't think you're gonna get a second.
I'm just saying if we drop. I'm just saying if we were able to get a second, and if Donovan Jackson's there in the second after we've drafted a running back, then you would have to think about that.
Oh, yeah.
That makes your middle freaking strong. You put BB in the center, and you got Jackson and Smith on the edge. That makes your freaking offensive line strong.
Yeah. Let me just.
I don't want one in the first round, Brian. I want one in the second or third or fourth round, whatever.
Yeah, well, God knows there's plenty of them.
Let me pull up the trade chart real quick. I like to look at it. Let's see here.
If Hampton is there and they're coming up, I'm going to make them pay.
All right, let's look at the trade chart here. All right, here we go. 20 is worth $850. And 12 is worth $1,200. So $950, $1050, $1150. So 350 points is what you're talking.
That's a lot.
So if you drop from a 12 to 20, right, and you want to get 350 would be that would be 350. You're right. That would be That would be around 55. So that would be a second.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a second. Now, if you're going pick for pick, if you're adding a player, you would get a third. So my question to you is, if you're dropping down, whether it's 18 or 20, whatever, do you want just picks, or do you want an established veteran and a third round pick rather than a second round pick?
I'd rather take the pick.
So you'd rather not take Cortland Sutton? Okay.
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I would rather take the picks and get what we can, because Brian, if you think about it, we pick a running back in the first round. Now, if Amos is there in the second round and you got your running back and you got your receiver, then you go get Amos, and that covers your cornerback. So I mean, it just depends on who's sitting there.
Yeah. It always depends on what's sitting there, right?
No, yes. You guys got just as many holes as we do. More picks, the better to fill.
No, we don't have that many holes.
We don't have as many, but we definitely have a lot.
You got
some big
more holes than Swiss cheese. Come on, bro.
Well, I know that, but that's point. You guys are trying to get here. You're trying to
earn Nick. I'm joking.
I'm interested to see what you guys do with that third pick.
I'll be curious. I really do think Giants trade back into the first round. I think Steelers need picks, people. They don't have many.
They don't have any at all.
Well, they need a third round pick. So that's a perfect trade back to go from 21 to 34 and get a couple picks. they'll get their Will Howard or whoever they want at that point.
They were going, okay, so Willie Vasquez says, game time. If we are planning on getting a corner in the draft, why is Gilmore still at the start? That's the what if,
Well,
they want the
they're
just in
signing
case
him.
we can't get a corner.
They're signing him. There's a deal in play. I'm going out on a limb, Phil. There's a deal in place.
I would love Gilmore to come back.
There's a deal in place, and they're going to sign him after the draft when they don't lose their comp pick, right?
I agree, Brian. 100% right.
I mean, I don't. Again,
there you go.
You're not allowed in the star. Me and Phil were there.
Next subject.
Well,
solved.
Listen, you see the draft show on DallasCowboys.com. They don't even let Vox Lombardi. They like question everybody that walks around there. They don't care if you're an ex-player. You need to have a badge and all that. You just don't walk around there unless you're there for a reason. Okay, you're either a paying customer like me and Phil were, or you work there, or you're working on something. You just don't show up and want to hang out with Jerry. That's not how it works. So he's there to come in and help us out at the beginning. He's going to be a veteran asset for us, and if not, then I'll say I'm wrong.
They're negotiating right now, very slow.
I mean, I was wrong with John Lynch. I was wrong with John Lynch, but you gotta give me a little bit.
But we saw him. We saw him.
We saw John Lynch.
We saw him. We weren't lying on that one.
How did I know that he was there for an effing funeral? How did I know?
The funeral, I thought it was a wedding, but
no, it was Charvarius Ward's daughter had passed away.
Oh.
So he was there in Frisco for a funeral. Nobody else knew it. It took Trader Chris to email me. I'm like, oh, okay. But I mean, me and Phil were there when we saw John Lynch get off the elevator.
We both looked at each other like,
yes, Jerry's
that's
stepping aside.
Was, right? Like,
now it's laughable, right? But listen,
it's a sight.
Oh well, it is what it is. If we get more picks, we have to bundle up and move up. Again, I don't know. Mark Hudson, I think the sweet spot is round 2, 3, and 4.
Yes,
so
it is.
Why? Just stick and pick, man. Now, I would say this. I would say move up, maybe take a couple of your 5s and move up to get another top 100 player. Yes, yeah, or yes, please, or 100.
Yes, I agree.
You know what I mean? Do that.
I don't think Bucks need a lot more than a wide receiver.
We can't afford to go 75 picks and not pick a person. We can't. There's too much talent being taken.
Yes. And it's going to be interesting because the first round of the draft, I just can't wait till it starts so we can actually put,
technically,
who they're actually picking. Yes.
Yeah.
Technically, it starts. The real draft starts at the 4th round.
Yeah.
I mean, the fourth pick.
Yeah, an hour into it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm gonna come home and get a nap tomorrow because if Phil asked me, I am off on Saturday now, so I'm working tomorrow.
Yeah, I took off. I took off Friday, so good.
I'm off tomorrow and Friday. So I mean, I'm working tomorrow.
The weather up there is going to be nasty and rainy.
Yeah,
One thing was really cool was my work for officially. They go, hey, I need to talk to you about some groups that are coming and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah. They're like, I know you're going to be busy Thursday, Friday, Saturday for the draft, and I'm all like,
wow,
yeah. Even the security people were asking me, so what? You guys got something on YouTube? And I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah. So
they said the same thing to me.
What's up, Thomas?
Domin Thomas.
Yeah, I'm going to keep this short tonight. We'll go to like a few more minutes, but I just I wanted to open it up to everybody for a little bit before we get out of here.
Hey, Brian, that was a tremendous thing you had yesterday.
Oh, did you like it?
Yeah, I liked
it.
Yeah,
it was nice.
Except it was the Momo show would have let
No, I
speak.
waited for him listen. I waited an hour to let him in, and we put him in his place. I thought it was hysterical because Philly loved him right up until the point where he realized that he was picking Eagles and finished third. So I'm like, yeah, now what? But
I was laughing.
It was fun. It was. I mean,
you definitely got to do that again.
It was a little, but it's not easy. I know Mark doesn't like doing them because Mark likes to talk. So
they're not like I like talking about Mark.
But I mean, Mark likes to talk, so it's like he sits around. I know he was getting bored, so it's like I enjoyed it, myself, and I know
it was great.
A Pizzle reached out to me today. He was very complimentary, so that was nice of him. So, and Philly 500's a sweetheart. He just loves his Eagles. I mean, I don't see how
He's a big old cuddly teddy bear.
I don't see how anybody could have a problem with any of those guys. I think they're all cool. I mean, it is what it is. And then you have Momo, right? Yeah, Momo.
And then you have Momo. I like how you said that. I really like how you said that. And there's Momo.
Momo's fun, but Momo's in his own world. But that's fine.
Momo's a hero in his own mind.
He's a legend in his own mind.
So what's up, Thomas?
I think for the 500 is. I think he's really worried about if we get what's the name tomorrow first.
We're not gonna get him. That's why he said
because
that,
he won't stop talking about it.
I like where we're at as far as everybody's doubting this. I mean, I put a link up on Twitter. I mean, I could try and pull it up here and show you guys just before we get out of here.
One thing I thought was a really cool stat that I heard was this is like the first time going into the draft, barring any trades, that all the teams have their picks. That they're going to actually go in there and all teams are going to pick in the first round, unless obviously people trade out. But going into
trade out and trade out.
Yeah, and they said the year that it was, and it was a long time ago that it happened like that.
That's what I'm saying. This is going to be interesting.
I think it's what Brian said. The draft starts in the second, third, and fourth round. That's where you're going to get your players, and that's why people are keeping their picks because they don't want to get away from what they're doing.
This is going to be a serious game of chess. This is how it is going to be.
I put a picture up. I thought it was hysterical.
Where do I get one?
Look at that. That's Momo, man.
I'll take that to target practice.
The Washington football team. Look at that. Throw in the towel. Throw in the damn towel. Oh, God.
Too bad you can't press the button and play the Washington theme music.
Yeah, that's funny. But anyway, here, I wanted to show you guys this. This is everything that we did. Okay, for everybody who thinks we didn't do anything, okay, just look. Look at this list. I'm going to read it down. This is, and we'll get into who we lost, but we traded for Joe Milton, okay? You can say whatever you want. He's a second-year player with a cannon of an arm who has to grow, right? I mean,
excellent move.
You got Kyer Elam in a high draft pick, a big corner, a press man corner that was asked to play zone. If we use him the right way, he could be in for a big year. Linebacker Kenneth Murray, okay? He was the captain of the team last year, okay? He's still young. He's like 26, 27 years old, okay? Dante Fowler. Everybody's acting like we did nothing, right? Dante Fowler.
Move.
We had 10.5 sacks. Solomon Thomas, the best rotational three technique we've had since when? Since who, Phil? I mean, who was a guy that you could say has that type of pedigree to roll behind Osa? I mean, it's been a while.
Oh, wow. I can't even think of one.
You know what I mean? Now we got Javonte Williams, right? We got Robert Jones.
When he came out of Stanford.
Yeah, we got Robert Jones, who played all 17 games at Miami at guard. Okay, that's depth, people. He played every game last year for the Dolphins. You got Peyton Turner. That's an upside guy. We're not paying him a lot of money. He's a huge-bodied guy that's going to help stop the run. Huge. Now, again, he plays defensive end. So we'll see. Maybe they'll slide him inside. I like it. We got Jack Sanborn. Again, the Bears on a cheap deal. Bears, new coaching staff. Fans
underrated.
The fans are outraged. A young player who plays special teams and he's
very underrated.
He was loved. Miles Sanders probably shot. Okay, fine. Paris Campbell probably shot. Okay, I mean I don't know. Sadiq Charles.
Yeah.
I mean Sadiq Charles. This is a guy who is coming out of retirement. He's young. I think that's who that one was.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
You got Hakeem Adenji, another offensive lineman. So again, you brought in a bunch of players. You got Osa, right? We re-signed Osa, Kavonte Turpin, Brock Hoffman, Marquise Bell, Wanye Thomas, I mean, it goes on and on, everybody.
24 moves. Like in the beginning where we said we had to get at least 20 before we get to the draft.
We didn't re-sign one player of our own before the draft last year. Does anybody realize that? We signed nobody prior to the draft.
And just think, Brian. And just think, Brian. This is still early in free agency.
Yeah, and I'm not saying these are all going to be Hall of Fame players. What I'm saying is they brought in a lot of outside players in spots that we needed. Now we get the draft.
Right.
I mean, I don't see how anybody could hate it. We didn't go out and get the sexy name where we overpaid and probably underproduced. That's probably what would happen. Now, we did lose Zach Martin. With all due respect, Zach Martin was gone for most of the year. He wasn't his normal self last year anyway.
No.
DeMarcus Lawrence, Phil, are you ready to get rid of D-Law? D-Law? Are you upset?
No, it just sucks when they retire. There has to be something where that money gets thrown back into the pool somehow. You know?
I agree. I totally agree on that.
Yeah, even if it's half the money or what, there's something got to be
something back.
The Players Association to go bananas.
Well, they can still get paid. I don't have a problem about them getting paid. They can be guaranteed the contract all they want. But I'm talking about the player just all of a sudden dipping. Now you're stuck there with 30 or 20 something million dollars.
I see what you mean.
You take a big hit.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, Jordan Lewis. I would say that's the one guy that we lost. He's an older guy. He's 30. Jordan Lewis is an often injured player.
Guy.
He was a depth guy.
Injured a lot of times, but definitely made some plays.
I'm not paying $10 million for him. So
not paying $10 million for a guy like
sorry.
that. Yeah.
Sorry,
But
Jordan.
Good for him. I'm very happy for him, though. Very happy for him.
Yeah.
I am too.
Brandon Cooks is cooked. I think he can offer something to the Saints, but I'm fine with that. Chuma Edoga, we never liked him anyway.
No.
Oh my God!
Thank God he's gone.
Yeah,
He's
Chauncey
gone to
Golston.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, Chauncey I liked.
Thank you very much.
But he went and got his money. Good for him.
He's a guy you
appreciate it, guys. I do appreciate it.
Rico Dowdle, I
Chris
do like
Canty.
Rico, but
Yeah.
again, he was always injured. And Mac, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, that's why
Good
when
luck.
I'm hearing people like, if you could have just signed Rico, like what? Like, if we could, what?
So you can sit the bench.
And then you got Cooper Rush. Okay. We saw the Eagle game up close and personal. He was missing.
Thanks, Cooper.
He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn that day. And Trey Lance. So it's heavily weighted upside here, people. Heavily weighted upside. So I'm fine. Let's go draft now. Let's go draft, and then we'll.
Let's go draft.
Damn.
Let's go draft.
Mark's like, trade Deuce and you can get a good 8th round pick.
They don't even have 8th rounds. That would be.
Do you
free
think that they're going to try to trade?
Rounds.
Do you think they're going to try to trade a couple of our offensive linemen that we have now?
Again, what are you going to get, Randy?
That was what somebody was saying in the
I don't
comments.
know. I mean,
Mente
I'm
was
just-
saying that. I was like, interesting.
I don't know what you're going to get. I mean, you probably would get
Maybe
next to
TJ
nothing.
Bass, you can get a 5th round pick.
A bag of footballs, maybe.
Maybe. I doubt it. I doubt it.
Well, there's the Giants out there.
Don't know
though.
why you would.
I don't throw me. Here we go again.
So we'll see. Who knows? But all right, everybody, I'm gonna shut this one down early. We got a long weekend ahead of us.
Yes, we do.
I had promised Ron Oliver I'd have him on. Anybody, just go ahead and check out those links. I would.
I sure definitely will.
I know they're not.
So, what time we be on tomorrow night?
Well, I don't know that it's going to be a channel member Zoom, just because me and Phil are simulcasting. Correct, Phil?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do something. Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't mind having you guys on at some point, but I don't think it'll be at the start.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We have to work that out. I'll find time for you guys, but it won't be from the very through the first round. Maybe the second and third round. But like the first round, we'll figure it out. Just because how we're going to do this, I don't think we're going to hook up with Mark. Mark's having a draft party. Mark has his own chat. It makes it's just hard to do it, let alone have a Zoom call. So
better keep your ears open tomorrow, because there's going to be a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
No, most definitely. What time it's going to be, Brian? So I can take him. I'll take a lift home straight home.
What do you mean? What time? The draft starts at 8.
8. Okay. So what time do you start the?
Well, again, I'll Zoom you in, but I'll probably Zoom you right out after the pick. I don't know. We have to talk about it, but I'll be live at 7:30. So.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm on. Because my nephew, he's gonna have a draft party. He want me to come over to his house.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna bring my stuff.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I know for a fact we're not doing a full channel member tomorrow. So, but I don't know. Maybe, for a little bit after we'll bring everybody. I mean, I don't know. We're gonna have to play it by ear. Just please all hang out and we'll have fun. We'll do the best we can to get you.
Most definitely.
So, all right. So, I will see everybody tomorrow. Phil, thanks for hopping on. Randy, Jesse, and Thomas. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Okay.
All right, y'all take it easy.
All right.
Let the games begin.
See
That's
ya.
it.
See y'all tomorrow night, fellas.
Bye bye.
All right.